Hi guys, welcome back. Today I want to run through a budget video. This is the first budget video of this channel. It is going to be for provincial life, so here in the province of, I'm going to use Mindanao as an example. However, the prices will be fairly similar up and down all of Philippines. Now, this is going to be for $500, so this is like a bare minimum budget, okay? There are Filipinos that are earning $500, so I'm thinking a lot of people's social security or pensions are going to be cashing in for quite a bit more than that. But $500, I didn't want to try to come up with a budget video for less than that. So here is what you will expect. You'll expect very basic living, bare minimum luxuries. You'll be able to eat out, but you also will be expected to cook in as well. Anyway, let's jump straight into it, shall we? First of all, renting in the province. In this budget for $500, I would recommend a small apartment or a very basic lodgings, very basic building for your rent. You could find one of these type of buildings for 4,000 pesos. It's actually the price and type of building that myself and my wife lived in for quite some time here in the province. It was a 4,000 pesos apartment. It was basically one large room, completely I would say completely unfurnished, but it had a double bed inside, and you obviously have the CR, the comfort room, as a separate portion of that large room. Okay, so that's all it is. It's just completely open plan with a separate CR. Yeah, very basic. No kitchen. There's a kitchen area, kitchen worktop. Just made out of concrete, but no amenities at all other than running water. We were really lucky and we had aircon in there, but a lot of these type of buildings do not have aircon fitted. You would be expected to put in a small window type yourself. For this budget, I wouldn't recommend using aircon at all. I would recommend just sticking to an electric fan and very minimal electronics to be charging or anything else throughout the rest of your apartment. So just stick with an electric fan. We're going to allow for 1,500 pesos for the month on this one. The water budget is almost next to nothing. It's 300 pesos for the whole month. For your internet, a lot of these places do have a local Wi-Fi, so you can often connect to that for no extra additional costs. However, you can use a shared Wi-Fi for about 800 pesos or a shared data service for about 800 pesos. You can also top up your mobile with some load and use approximately 300 for the month. This will get you the very basic load amounts, okay? It will not be giving you unlimited data or large gigabyte allowances. It will be the very basic of data. So your total housing and utilities comes to 6,900 pesos out of your $500 budget. So moving on to the food and grocery side of things, I would recommend solely eating at home for this type of budget, and I would recommend just purchasing basic items such as rice, eggs, hot dogs, cooked ham, what else is there, just vegetables, some fruit. Okay, that's all I would go for this. For the eating at home budget, you can allow yourself 5,000 pesos for the month. However, if you wanted to add in carinderia visits, add on an additional 1,000 pesos. As for the water side of things, so long as you've got the 25-litre bottles already purchased, you can top up your water at a distilled water filling station for very cheap. It works out about 1 peso per litre. However, we'll completely overshoot on the water costs and we'll go for 300 pesos for your regular drinking water. That does not include bottled water purchased from a store. Your cooking gas, you could buy butane for approximately 500 pesos for the month. That would obviously assist you with cooking at home. So your total food and water costs would be approximately 6,800 pesos for the month. Now for this next section, transportation, I'm going to assume that you own a motorbike, okay? I have to do that, otherwise it starts getting a little bit messy. So I'm just going to assume that you've purchased a motorbike, you have that, but then you've got your $500 budget a month, okay? So assuming that, allow up to 2,000 pesos for fuel per month. Now that'll get you quite far, it'll get you quite a lot running about. However, don't obviously overuse it because you'll run out of budget. You could also set aside 800 pesos for your motorbike maintenance per month. Some months you won't use any of that. Obviously other months you may need something additional, oil changes, change of tyre, etc, etc. So obviously keep storing that 800 pesos by in case you have some bad news. Your annual registration for the bike and insurance split over the year and divided monthly, you can equate this to approximately 700 pesos per month. So that brings your total transport cost for approximately 3,500 pesos per month. Health and medical. Now, this will only include PhilHealth and basic medicine needs. It doesn't include anything strenuous on your budget, it's just the very, very basics. PhilHealth contribution of 500 pesos for the month. Very basic medicines such as paracetamol, ibuprofen, vitamins, etc. 500 pesos. If you do need to go and see a doctor, it will cost you approximately 1,000 pesos for the checkup. You can get this quite a bit cheaper. It just depends on obviously the type of checkup that you do need. It's going to run you somewhere between 500 to 1,000 though. So your total expected budget for your health and medical is approximately 2,000 pesos for the month. Now this is basic things that people miss out of all of their budgets, but you have personal care and hygiene. This could include anything such as shampoos, toothpaste, etc., all of your soaps and all of that. Those items I've allowed in the budget rather, 500 pesos. Unlike myself, you guys may need haircuts. I do mine on my own. You can get these very, very cheap depending on what you need. You can also get your beard trimmed as well. I've set aside an allowance of 200 pesos. That's approximately 2 trips per month at a fairly reasonable rate of about 100 pesos per visit. That should get your hair and your beard done. If you want to take your clothes to the laundromat to go and get it all cleaned up, all nice and folded and packaged for you, comforted and everything else, ironed as well in a lot of cases, a budget approximately 500 pesos for that as well. That brings the personal care up to 1,200 pesos for the month. Something else that often gets overlooked is household items, household essentials. So you could go for your general essentials for your cleaning, and you could budget 500 pesos for that. Add an additional 500 pesos to that for your toiletries and your kitchen essentials. Bring in the total for your home essentials up to 1,000 pesos. Clothing and footwear is obviously as and when needed, but if you set aside 1,000 pesos per month, if you need a set of shorts or you need to sort out some smart shoes or a new pair of trainers if they start getting a bit worn and torn or whatever, obviously you'll have a little bit of budget there already in place. 1,000 pesos per month for that. Now for the entertainment and leisure, sorry to say on your $500 a month budget it's not going to get you very far, but if you do want something like Netflix, Spotify or YouTube or something like that, then obviously put aside 500 pesos per month. It may fluctuate a little bit depending on which service you have. And any other social activities that you have, just set aside another 1,000. Obviously that is very, very low, but you can't expect to be having all fun and games with a very small budget like this. That brings the leisure side of things up to 1,500 pesos for the month. Now down to the emergency funds and savings portion. It's going to be best to try and put aside as much as you can, but obviously out of this budget we've almost hit the limit already. You do have 4,100 pesos remaining, so put all of that just to one side. That could be for any additional bike maintenance or repairs that's needed. It could be for visa extensions. It could be just for absolutely anything that may arise. You may, I don't know, twist your ankle or, I don't know, chip a tooth or whatever it may be. Just absolutely anything. Put aside 4,100 pesos and that might just help you out in times of need. It's not much, but it will just help you out. So that does conclude a $500 budget. It is possible, it is tight, it's not entirely recommended. However, if you really cannot be in your home country anymore and you really want to try the Philippines for whatever reason it may be, whether it's a lady, whether you're running away from problems, whether you're running towards a paradise, whatever it may be, guys, $500. I don't personally recommend it, but do what you have to do, man. I'm not your boss, I'm not your guardian, I'm not your parent, whatever. Just make sure you are doing what you believe to be the right thing. If you do have an emergency stash and emergency savings around, always keep that as safe as you possibly can and just use this $500, okay? Because if you need that for something, then fair dues, at least you've got it, okay? I'm not gonna tell you an amount that's recommended. People say wild amounts like $30,000, $10,000, $50,000. Yeah, wild. Anyway, but I'm gonna leave it at that. That is the $500 challenge completed. Good luck, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've got a little bit of insight and understanding of what the prices are here in the Philippines. So just to conclude, housing $6,900, food and groceries $6,800, transportation $3,500, health and medical $2,000, personal care $1,200, household essentials $1,000, clothing and footwear $1,000, entertainment and leisure $1,500, and emergency savings $4,100. And that is your total of 28,000 pesos for the month. Good luck, guys. Take care. Catch you in the next one.